like Musicians Against Hunger we've been involved with. And now we're obviously, some of it's going to go to the Japanese relief, fund. The last tsunami a couple of years ago, we contributed to Hurricane Katrina fund. So, I mean, we're always, when you go and buy this music, some of it's always going for a good cause. Right. So that should make you feel good.
Yeah, it's a great thing that you do, and that's cool that half the profits go to charity. So that's something that's very important. I'm glad that you mentioned that on the air tonight.
Yeah.
So.
But, I always got to get reminded because I always forget about it.
Well, I'm glad you got reminded.
All right, anyway, do we have time?
We have time.
All right, okay. This song's not on the album. It's an old folk song. And, we got
by old folks?
It's done by old folks, that's right. It's an old song.
You are.
Speak for yourself,
I wasn't talking about you guys.
Hey, I just had a birthday. I'm getting in that territory. At any rate, this is an old song. It's called Long Black Veil, and I'm going to attempt to do some mandolin on here. And it's, what's that?
Did you want me to take the lead?
Yeah, and D, you know what? My voice is shot, so D. Chet is going to sing the lead, and I'm going to try with my Krusty the Clown voice to try to back her up,
All right. Well, you couldn't put it any better than that. Let's hear her live now. MOTU on Graveyard Blues.
Okay.
10 years ago, on a cold, dark night, there was someone killed beneath the town hall light. There were few at the scene, and they all did agree that the man who ran looked a lot like me. The judge said, son, what is your alibi? You were somewhere else, and you won't have to die. Spoke not a word, though it meant my life. I had been in the arms of my best friend's wife. She walks these hills in a long black veil. She visits my grave where the night winds wail. Nobody knows, no, and nobody sees. Nobody knows but me. The scaffold's high and eternity nears. She stood in the crowd and shed not a tear. But sometimes at night, when the cold wind moans in a long black veil, she cries over my bones. She walks these hills in a long black veil. She visits my grave where the night winds wail. Nobody knows, no, and nobody sees. Nobody knows but me.
Graveyard Blues on the Graveyard Blues Radio Network. MOTU live in the studio. Long Black Veil, as done by the guys here. And I'll mention that it's MOTU on vocals and mandolin on that one. Dee Cheddar on lead vocals as well. And Mark Lobel on the bass. And George Gassonia on the guitar. And Ed Moselle on drums. So that's going around the room from right to left if you're scoring at home. Or if you're facing your radio. If you're not, then it's left to right.
That's right. If you're not facing your radio, then you should turn around and face your radio.
Right. So,
Kowtow to the radio.
and that's one that's not on the new CD, but
No, it's not.
but you want to throw it out there anyway.
That's
so,
right. You must pay homage to the radio waves. That's right.
Yes. And long Black Veil.
Yeah.
So now the DVD you mentioned was like the making of this record.
Yeah.
And some tracks that did make it on the record you could see in the DVD. Is that one of them?
No, that's not on there. But I mean, the DVD is really kind of interesting because some of the songs on there we actually were considering putting on the album. But, the album just ran on. It's got 11 songs on it, and, something's got to get cut.
Right.
You know what I mean? I mean, you can't just put everything on it.
Right.
But we got around that by putting it on the DVD.
Well, or next time you could do the B-sides and alternate take album.
That's right. That's right.
So you have the MOTU Delta Blues project. Last time you were in the studio with us, you did that.
That's right.
You,
it was about a year
You guys were
ago.
calling yourselves that, and you were doing that, Delta thing.
Yeah.
So this is what that DVD came from?
Yeah, it actually it sprung out of that. I mean, this whole thing, actually, we were here a year ago I think it was last February.
Uh-huh.
So we were here a year ago. And we had just done the Muddy Waters tribute show. Was pretty much the same guys that are here in this room right now. And I was starting to write stuff. And actually, most of the stuff on this album was written over the course of about 4 or 5 years. The previous band we actually were doing a lot of these songs. Mm-hmm. And I finally realized, I said, it's time to do another album. I've got all the stuff that I've written. We've actually been out performing it for like 3-4 years. It's time to do it in the studio and actually put it out. So it's not like we didn't know the songs when we did the studio stuff. We'd actually been doing these songs for a long time. We just finally decided to get disciplined and do it right.
And with the exception of a couple of the covers on there, the songs all written by you for the most part?
Correct. There's only really, it's mostly original material. I mean, there's a good, in fact, we should play it.